Okay, so we're going to see if this was a good bargain or not on eBay. So I saw this antique item. It had a make an offer button. I offered $25. The seller did not have good pictures at all. So I took a chance on this. Let's see what it is and if it came unbroken. Hopefully, it came unbroken. Now, when you collect antiques and you find them on eBay, a lot of times you'll find them being sold by sellers that really know nothing about antiques. And they'll list them and they won't give you a full disclosure of the condition. They won't even give you a good description. The pictures will be lousy. So what do? Sometimes you take a chance. And for $25, the cost of a couple of Starbucks coffees, you take a chance and you see, hopefully you'll be coming out on the winning end. And trust me, I get a lot of crappy purchases by taking chances like this. I don't always win, if you know what I mean. And so far, the seller really packed this very, very well. Because I requested to please pack it as well as you can because it's fragile. And let's try to get this open. And I'm having an issue with that. Here we go. And oh, wow. It's like a Russian doll. You know those Russian dolls? So far we have it packed in 3 boxes. Very, very interesting. And it says the gift shop at Rhodes. Interesting. And this came from Connecticut, I believe, or Pennsylvania, one of the two states. Oh, so far this is a lot bigger than I thought it was going to be. Wow. This is actually a good buy. All right, at $25, what do I have here? This is a Victorian ladies, and let's get a focus on that. Victorian ladies scent bottle or perfume bottle shaped like a horn. And this is made with cut glass. Let's get a close up in there. Really, really beautiful cut glass. Let's try to get a focus on that. Look at that. It has zipper cuts. Now, I'm not an expert on the patterns of glass. We have a silver top right here. And that's really elaborate. Look at that. My guess is this was probably made around the 1890s. I could be wrong. I'm definitely no expert. Let's see. Does it have a glass stopper? Most of them don't. Most of them are missing or broken. No, it does not have the glass stopper. Let's check for markings. That's always fun to do. To try to see, is this European? Is it America? And I think it says sterling. It does say sterling. It does have a logo mark on it and a model number. Very interesting. So this is sterling silver. And sterling silver, the beauty of it is 9 times out of 10, you'll get it. It'll be tarnished. You use a little silver polish and this will shine up like a new penny. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I will be right back. I'm going to clean this up and then we're going to take another look at this and then we're going to go to a cutaway and we're going to check out the various different Victorian scent bottles that you'll end up finding in your travels, especially if you go thrifting or flea marketing or hunting for antiques. And this is really absolutely a beauty. Okay, so as I was cleaning it, the top fell off, and that's really no big deal. At first, I was panicked by it, but that can be fixed. So, let's see the construction of it without the top on. So I shined it up with silver polish, and as you can see, it's really shiny. If you look inside the collar, you'll see this white powder-like substance, and that is actually like plaster of Paris. So they adhere these pieces to the bottle with plaster of Paris. So I have plaster of Paris and even super glue. And you shouldn't use the super glue. If you can avoid the super glue repair because at least plaster of Paris can be undone. The reason why that usually falls off after all those years is moisture gets in there, and plaster of Paris actually dissolves in water. So that is no big deal. So I'm going to put this back on with a little plaster of Paris and hopefully it'll adhere. So wish me luck. Okay, I did the stupid thing. The lazy man's way out was using Gorilla Glue. So I got the one that comes with a brush and you can paint on the glue, which I only put very little on and I'm holding it on right now. It recommends for 35 seconds. Let's hope this adheres. God bless Gorilla Glue. Yes, it held. And so when I was putting it on, I said, oh no, which way does it go? And then so what I did was I put the hinge towards the back of the curve and where it opens up from the inside of the curve. And I hope I did that right because I don't remember how it was oriented before. But there we go. Look at this beautiful, beautiful old Victorian scent bottle. And how these bottles used to work was women used to buy little scent bottles made out of glass, ceramic, porcelain, gold, silver, all different materials, and go to their local alchemists, chemists, pharmacy, and buy ready made perfume. And that's how it used to work back in those days. And they used to get the pharmacist or the alchemist to actually fill up the bottle with oil, like rose oil was most popular, lavender, all sorts of different oils, sunflower oil. Um, and they used to actually pay, however much it was to fill up the bottle all the way to the top. And so it was like actually going to the supermarket and, or, going into a store, placing an order. And there you go. And they would reuse the bottle over and over and over again, which is quite cool. Commercial perfumes did not, like the ones already prepackaged with their own bottles and logos, didn't really come into popularity until about like 1918, 1920, 1920s time frame. Before that, women used to actually had to purchase their own scented oils from different merchants, and that's quite interesting. So let's go to a cutaway and let's look at the different various scent bottles that you can find from the Victorian era, especially if you're thrifting or shopping or looking for them. And this one is really quite beautiful. Look at that. And again, it's probably American. This is probably early American brilliant cut glass. That is probably what that is. It's probably not English. It could be English or French also, but most likely American early cut glass with a silver top. All right, let's check out the cutaway and learn a little something about these old scent bottles. Okay, I know I'm filming my computer screen and it sucks, but I don't have a fancy like software, but I'm going to show you why I got so lucky at $25. So here's one here, $295, and you can see it's very similar to mine. And the top is actually brass, like almost like a washed gold. It's not real gold. Here's another one, $405.44. That one is a chatelaine bottle. It has a little chain to suspend from a lady's waistband. This one is being sold for 100. It looks like it's missing the top. Really cool. Another one, 167.40. Another one with a chatelaine chain for 206.16. This one is actually not as old as mine. This probably is from the 30s, being sold for 59.99. And here's another one that's a colored glass one for $247. There's a whole bunch of other ones, and you can see the different various type of scent bottles that you can find on the internet or in thrift stores or antique shops, estate sales, garage sales, and what have you. And these are just really absolutely beautiful. Now, they did have ones that were enameled and painted. We have this style, even colored glass. The colored glass ones or the painted glass ones are generally worth much more money. Is another example of a similar one to mine. Um, let's continue to look at these old scent bottles. Wow, only $89.99. That's actually a good deal. Let's click on it. Well, I don't have $89.99. Yeah, I'm definitely broke. And let's check this out. It has a glass top and a chatelaine chain. That's actually a good bargain. Oh, as is, missing sterling cover lid. Okay, so this was the glass stopper underneath. So it is worth $89.99. You're not getting a perfect bottle on that one. Let's check this out. And there's an ad for like some kind of like catalog back in the day, and it was a jeweler, and they were selling these little scent bottles. Let's see how much they were selling them for. So this one over here, it was $1. And the horn shaped one was, I can't even see. Can we see? Can we get a close up on that? I don't know. It looks like it's $2 and change. Well, here's an example. In the Victorian times, in about 1895, $1 was worth $35. So these weren't as expensive. Here's another one that was $1 and change. Really interesting. Here's some more bottles. Let's see the price. $1. So that was about 35 bucks. Really interesting to find that out. Here's one with a chatelaine chain. Here's one that looks like it's a vinaigrette. They call it a vinaigrette. And that one's $1.50. The one to the left of it is like $1.95. Let's check out this. Really, really cool. I don't see a price. And wow, all right, so that's really interesting to see these. So they were about 35 to $50, brand new back then. And so a middle class lady could easily afford one of these bottles. You have to be careful, especially if you know nothing about these old scent bottles and just started collecting. They are a lot of fakes. There are a lot of fakes out there, and there's people that try to sell these on eBay, and a lot of them come out of India. You have to be careful. A lot of Indian factories are making these perfume bottles actually to look like they're old and antique. So you got to be very careful about that. Here's an example of a fake. So somebody took a regular perfume bottle and it's made out of some kind of it looks like glass or white ceramic material. And what they did was they got an old bottle top from the Victorian time with a chatelaine chain, and they attached it to the top of the bottle. It screwed on perfectly, and they sold it as a Victorian chatelaine perfume bottle for way more money than if it was like this. And this one actually is a vintage perfume bottle to the right, probably from the 30s, possibly the 40s, but they turned that into a Victorian bottle by just changing the top. So you got to be careful. Now the ones with the chains, these chatelaine chains, sell for quite a bit of money, several $100s, sometimes even $500 or $600. Especially if it's opaline glass, they can actually tell like the people that are interested in buying that this is opaline glass, which it is not, and get several $100s, four, five, $600 for this bottle. And so you got to be very careful. You got to know what you're collecting. There was actually an Englishman that made these beautiful scent bottles in the Victorian time frame, probably around the 1890s. Thomas Webb and Sons. And this one, if you find this one, this is worth thousands of dollars. It has a silver top and it's a bird, like the head of a bird with a bill. Look for these. These actually, if you do find them, pretty much everybody has them for thousands of dollars. But if you're thrifting, you never know if you might come across one of these. Here's another Thomas Webb and Sons bottle, and it almost has like a cameo appearance to it, and they call that cameo glass with the silver top. Here's another version of it. Very, very pretty. Look at that. That's quite lovely. And so look for those if you're searching for perfume bottles. Now, these are really interesting. I have two of these in my collection. These sell for quite a bit of money. And these were called tear bottles. People called these lacrimatory or tear bottles. And it's sort of a lie. And I'll tell you why. As you can see, I have quite a bit of a collection of these old perfume bottles. And let me try to show you one of my tear bottles. Now, this thing actually has a lock, and it's because I don't want my family getting in here and destroying any of my collectibles. I can't find the key right now. But that one right there, that vial, the first one, is what we know as a lacrimatory bottle or a tear bottle. And let me try to find the other one that I have. I have a blue one. Now you can see I have various Victorian scent bottles behind that. I have more up here. Look at that. Here's a chatelaine one. This is Venetian glass. That one's very old, probably 1870s. We have some 1880 bottles over here, 1890s. And again, we had the silver top Victorian perfume bottles over here. Very, very pretty. I have more down here. Here's my lacrimatory tear catcher bottle. Here's a blue one. And it's very, very rare to find them in this blue color. Sometimes they do come in red as well, but most of the ones you will find will be clear glass, like this one over here with some, sometimes they have gilded paint on them. Let's try to zoom in there. You can see some of the gilding on the bottle. Before I go back to the computer, by the way, here's my antique teddy bears waving at you guys. Here's some more. These are really beautiful Victorian scent bottles. This one is Art Deco, has a fake tortoiseshell type of design, and it's a piston pump bottle that would have fit in a lady's purse. Now here's a commercial, one of the first commercial perfume bottles that were on the market, and the bottle was made by Baccarat, and they have several bottles in one kind of receptacle, and you can see the various different bottles, and they were all made to fit into this little golden piece on the bottom. And here's a label, and this was probably made in about 1919, like right around that time frame. Really interesting. So this is when commercial perfumes just started taking off. But before that, we had people, women, filling up their perfume bottles by going to a basic like pharmacist or going to an alchemist. Here's my piston pump perfume atomizers. And these are, some of these are from the early 20th century, about 1900 to 1915. Really, really beautiful. This one's very, very, very old. This is probably from the 1870s. And it's a chatelaine, but it's missing the little chain. Really, really cool. Most of these are French, really quite lovely, and Czechoslovakian. So there we go. There's some of my bottles back there. And this one is a 1930s Marcel Frank. I had the original ad for the same bottle, as you can see there. And that was made by Moser in Czechoslovakia. And look at the workmanship on that bottle. I pronounced I pronounced one of my bottles before that I showed you, the commercial one, made in France, Baccarat. It's really Baccarat. So I'm just like, I know someone's going to write in the comments, you pronounced that wrong. Back to the tier bottles. So I showed you the blue one and the clear one that I have. Now, a lot of dealers, antique dealers, call these tier bottles. And they said that these bottles caught the tears of women. And they would actually fill these bottles up with their tears. And that's bullshit. So I just want you guys to know, when you come across these, especially on eBay, they'll call them tear bottles. These were actually throwaway bottles. They were made so cheaply, so inexpensively, and these were made in Germany. I did my research. These bottles were actually German bottles, but they got rose oil from, I believe it was Persia. I know it was Middle Eastern countries that they got the rose oil from. So this would be filled up with rose oil. And it was called Attar of Rose or something like that. But you'll see these, and these will be sold for about $200-300 as a tier bottle. Don't believe the hype. It is not tier bottles. These are throwaway bottles. So a lady would purchase one of these little vials that had rose oil in them. And when she was done, it would go in the garbage because they were so cheap. They were so cheaply made. So there you go. Don't fall for the hype again. And she even explains it here. They sort of hype these bottles up by calling them fanciful tier bottles, and it's bullshit. So that's something else hopefully you learned. Hey, here's another thing to avoid. If you see a bottle like this and it's being sold as a poison bottle, 9 times out of 10 they're fake. This is actually a double-ended scent bottle. So it is actually from the 1870s. With silver tops. One side would hold 1 scent and the other side would have another kind of scented perfume oil. But people are actually finding these plaques on, like, say, Amazon that say like cocaine, morphine, or some kind of other poison of the day. And they are gluing them on the bottles to get more money and calling these bottles actually poison bottles. So you have to be very, very careful when you actually start collecting perfume bottles, because you can get duped. So this bottle would probably sell for about $200 to $400 without the plaque, but now they're going to probably get about $800 to $1,200 for a bottle like this. And there's a lot of fakers out there doing this. So here's the fakes, and this is how you could tell. These are actually real Victorian perfume bottles, and the person would actually find these little plaques and glue them on. So if you see skulls, if you see words like of poison, it's actually like morphine, for instance, even a sticker that says poison, you're going to get duped and you're going to get screwed and you're going to be spending a lot of money. Now, they find stickers that actually look really, really old. As you can see in this picture, I mean, it looks like it's actually original to the bottle. And especially these silver placards. Actually, that's a really good fake. That's really amazing. And look, they even have the original box. They make this look real. And you're thinking you're getting a poison bottle and you're spending a lot of money. So be careful in your travels when looking for perfume bottles. Wow. So here's like a horn type of bottle, a scent bottle with silver. And look what they did. My God, that's real bad fraud. The really fucked up part is they destroyed an antique. So they just took this beautiful 1870s English, actually colored glass scent bottle, double-ended, and they actually glued this onto the bottle and destroyed it. So even if you want to take this off, if you realize you got a fake, it's going to destroy the glass. You're going to have glue. It's going to probably crack the glass if you try to pull it off. That's really messed up. Let's look at some other fakes. Oh my God, that's terrible. That really pisses me off. So they just took a regular Victorian bottle and glued these plaques on. Now, if you want to go steampunk, hey, yeah, I totally get it. You know, you can make something look steampunk. But that's sort of shitty to do to an antique. That really pisses me off big time. So they destroyed this 1880s scent bottle with silver top by doing that. Oh, what bastards. Yes, that pisses me off. Let's look at some more. You might find these in your travels. And again, here's an old scent bottle. They glued a silver skull on the top of it. And yeah, you can get these little placards like the Indians sell them in India and China. Like they make replicas of what they think an antique, like poison bottle placard would look like and sell these. And people get them for just a few dollars. And then glue them on the bottles. And again, another double ended scent bottle. Oh my God, this is like terrible. Look at that. Crap. Absolute crap. And you're going to probably come across it if you're a newbie and you just want to start collecting these old perfume bottles. So be careful, be wary. Yeah, here's more. Oh God. Oh, it's just like someone stabbing me in the heart right now because somebody destroyed an antique. I mean, absolutely destroyed it. Well, I should talk. I just glued the cap back on my bottle with super glue, so no better maybe. But yeah, I'm not selling fake shit. And duping people though. Oh wow, look at that. Another fake and another fake and yet another fake and another fake. So be wary, and that's it. I'm going to end my long-winded, probably boring ass video right now that you're probably hitting the back button. You probably all hit the back button like 10 minutes ago. But there you go. I hope you learned something. So long.